Most people have no idea where they actually stand financially. They look at income, they look at the house someone lives in, they look at the car in the driveway, the vacations on social media, or the lifestyle someone appears to have, and they assume that tells the whole story. But it does not, because wealth is not what you earn. It is not what you spend. And it is definitely not what your life looks like from the outside. The real measurement is net worth. That means everything your household owns, your home equity, retirement accounts, investments, savings, vehicles, and other assets, minus everything your household owes, like mortgages, credit cards, student loans, car loans, and other debt. What is left is your real financial position. And once you look at the actual numbers, the results can be surprising. Some people are doing better than they think. Others look successful, but are much lower on the ladder than they realize. In this video, we are going to walk through the wealth ladder in America and see where most households actually fall. By the end, you may look at your own financial position very differently. If you want more videos that help you understand real wealth clearly and practically, subscribe to the channel. Section 1. Income is not wealth. This is the mistake most people make when they compare themselves financially. They look at income and assume that tells the whole story. If someone makes a lot of money, they must be wealthy. If someone earns less, they must be behind. But income is only money coming in. Wealth is what remains. That is why net worth matters. Net worth is your assets minus your liabilities. What you own minus what you owe. And this is where things get interesting. Two households can earn the exact same income and end up in completely different places. One spends most of it, carries debt, and looks successful from the outside. The other lives more carefully, builds investments, pays down debt, and quietly moves up the wealth ladder. Same income, different net worth, different reality. That is why net worth is the real scorecard, because it does not measure how much money passed through your life. It measures how much you actually kept, built, and protected. Section 2. The bottom 25%. At the bottom of the wealth ladder, household net worth is under roughly $23,000. That means after adding up what the household owns and subtracting what it owes, there is very little left. Some households may have a small savings account, an older car, or a few basic assets, but debt often offsets much of it. This group is financially fragile. A surprise expense can be disruptive. A car repair, medical bill, or temporary job loss can force someone to borrow money, use a credit card, or delay other bills. But it is important to be fair here. Low net worth does not always mean low effort. Some people in this group are young and just starting out. Some are paying off student loans. Some are recovering from divorce, medical debt, job loss, or other setbacks. So this is not a judgment. It is a measurement of financial protection. And at this level, protection is limited. The household may still be earning income, but there is not much cushion between normal life and financial stress. Section 3. The lower middle class. The next group is the lower middle class, with household net worth between roughly $23,000 and $179,000. This is where many households start to look more stable on paper. There may be some home equity, some retirement savings, a little cash in the bank, maybe a paid-down car or a small investment account. Compared to the bottom 25%, this is real progress. But the cushion is still thin. A lot of the wealth in this group may not be easy to access. If most of it is tied up in a home or retirement account, it does not always help much when a surprise expense shows up next week. That is why many normal-looking households are still financially fragile underneath. They are building towards stability, but they may not have enough flexibility yet. A car repair, temporary job loss, or medical bill can still create real stress. So this group is not starting from zero, but it is also not fully secure yet. Section 4. The median household. This is where the first big surprise usually hits. The median American household has a net worth of around $179,000. That means half of households have more than that, and half have less. At first, that number may sound pretty strong, but in real life, it often feels less secure than people imagine. A lot of that wealth is usually tied up in home equity. Some may be in retirement accounts, but the cash cushion is often modest. So even though the household has built something, much of it may not be easy to access when life gets expensive. That is why the middle can be misleading. A median household may have a home, some retirement savings, manageable debt, and a steady income. But that does not always mean they feel financially comfortable. They may be doing okay on paper while still feeling tight month to month. So being in the middle does not automatically mean you are thriving. Sometimes it means you have made progress, but you still need more liquidity, more investing, and more breathing room before life actually feels secure. Section 5. The upper middle class. This is where wealth starts becoming more balanced and intentional. The upper middle class sits roughly between $179,000 and $610,000 in household net worth. At this level, home equity still matters. For many households, the house is still a major part of the picture. But now, other assets start becoming more meaningful too. Retirement accounts are growing, investments may be more established, cash reserves are usually stronger. Debt may still exist, but it is often more manageable compared to income and assets. That is the shift. This group is no longer just trying to build basic stability. They are starting to build financial momentum. And that matters, because once savings and investing habits are established, progress can start moving faster. Debt goes down, assets grow, retirement accounts compound, the household becomes less dependent on one single asset, like the home. This is a major transition zone. People who stay intentional here can move upward much faster than they expect, because their money is finally starting to work in more than one place. Section 6. The upper class and top 10%. This is where the comparison gets really interesting. The upper class starts at roughly $610,000 in household net worth and goes up to about $1.72 million. At this level, the financial picture changes. Wealth is usually no longer just home equity and a retirement account. Investments become a much larger part of the picture. There may be taxable brokerage accounts, rental property, business ownership, or other assets that can actually grow and produce income. Then you reach the top 10%. That starts around $1.72 million or more in household net worth. And at this stage, wealth works differently. Assets can generate dividends, interest, rental income, or business profits. Money is no longer just sitting there as a number. It starts helping carry part of the household's life. That creates flexibility. It creates options. It creates the ability to take risks, invest opportunistically, and make decisions without the same pressure most households feel. And this is the biggest difference. At lower levels, wealth mostly protects you. At higher levels, wealth starts working for you. Section 7. Age matters, but trajectory matters more. Before you judge your place on the wealth ladder too harshly, remember one important thing. Age changes the picture. A younger household will naturally rank lower because it has had less time to build assets. Maybe there are student loans. Maybe the career is still early. Maybe there is no home equity yet. Maybe investing only started recently. That does not mean the household is failing. It may just mean the story is still early. That is why your current bracket is only a snapshot, not your final destination. What matters more is the direction you are moving. Paying down debt moves you up. Building home equity moves you up. Investing consistently moves you up. Increasing your savings rate moves you up. The ladder is not fixed, and over time, intentional habits can change your position more than you think. So the real question is not just, where am I today? The better question is, am I moving in the right direction? Your number is not your identity, it is your starting point. The point of knowing the wealth ladder is not to compare yourself just to feel better or worse. The point is clarity. Once you know your household net worth, you stop guessing. You stop judging your progress by income, lifestyle, or appearances. You start looking at the real scorecard. What do you own? What do you owe? And is the gap improving? That is what matters. Because you do not move up the ladder by guessing. You move up by knowing your number, paying down debt, building assets, investing consistently, and improving your position over time. So do one simple thing today. Calculate your household net worth. Add up your assets. Subtract your debts. Know where you stand. The number may surprise you, but it will also give you direction. If this helped, subscribe to the channel for more clear, practical videos on building real wealth. And let me know in the comments, where did you think you ranked before watching this? And if you want to keep going, watch the next video on the money habits that quietly move people up the wealth ladder over time.